Hello world and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mr.DissPlay, and today I will talk about the announcements that the developers of Wuthering Waves have made today. Actually, a lot of stuff happened in the Wuthering Waves community in the past few days, so let me start with a summarization of what happened a few days ago and why we're in this place right now. In case you weren't keeping up, in the past couple of days a mini scandal happened. It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but in the Japanese version of the game, the weapon banner had a mistranslation. Someone wasn't paying attention and they mistranslated the weapon description. So the problem happened regarding this weapon. As you know, whenever a new weapon is on the banner, obviously that weapon comes with a description. And obviously players will check out the weapon description in order to see what makes this weapon special and whether this weapon worth it or not. And as you can see here, this weapon will give characters a 24% damage boost every time the character using this weapon activates their resonant liberation, or in other words, activate their ultimate move. Which means that this boost will happen once every 1 minute or so. But in the Japanese version of the game, the weapon description says that the character will get the damage boost every time the character uses their basic skill, which means that the damage boost will happen every 5 seconds, which is absolutely insane. I mean, somehow you move from a damage boost once every minute into 8 damage boosts in 1 minute, which means that this weapon actually breaks the game. Now, some people blame those who tried to pull for this weapon, saying that they should have known that it was too good to be true, and it was an obvious mistake. But on the other hand, if I were in their place and I read the description of the weapon, I wouldn't think, not in a million years, that the developers of a game made a mistake describing a weapon in the game they're developing. Anyways, the story had a happy ending, and all players who pulled for that weapon got compensated. Kuru Games decided to give the players who pulled for this weapon 1 pull as an apology. Yeah, you heard me right. They gave players 1 pull as an apology for a weapon that you need about 70 pulls to obtain, and possibly even 80 pulls if you're really unlucky. Like, were they trolling the Japanese players? This is their Japanese Twitter account, and over here they apologized for their mistake and explained what happened. And then they said that they'll give players 160 asterisk, which is the equivalent of 1 pull. Like, honestly, I was so offended by this and I didn't even pull for this weapon. However, 1 day later, Kuru Games apologized again, and they said they'll compensate players on a case-by-case basis. Now that's a happy ending. Now that I have covered that drama, now I can talk about what actually I was going to say today. Today, Kuru Games decided to go full opera on us and decided to shower us with gifts and a couple of changes. First of all, as an apology for the weapon banner fiasco, they've decided to give all players 5 Fortune Tides, which you can use to wish on the weapon banner. They've also decided to move the date of the second phase of this patch to the 6th of June. The original date was the 10th of June, and I don't know why they decided to move it to a closer date. Along with the second phase, we will get a new character, Yanlin, and she'll have her banner available until June 28th. But I'm not sure if she'll have a weapon banner. But can you imagine if Kuru Games made another weapon banner mistake? Honestly, this would be hilarious. And as an apology for changing the dates, they'll give us 10 Radiant Tides, which, you know, the currency you use to wish on the limited banner. Oh, and by the way, we will get them today. Yes, by the time you watch this video, you'll probably have already received the Radiant Tides, but make sure to claim them before the 28th of June. And version 1.0 will be available until the 28th of June. After that, the game will have a scheduled maintenance, which will probably last for a day and a half or so, and knowing Kuru Games, they'll probably gonna give us 15 pulls as a compensation for the maintenance downtime. And while they didn't explicitly say it, we should expect version 1.1 to be playable on the 30th of June. 1.1 will have 2 new 5-stars characters, Jinshi and Chungli. And out of the two, Chungli looks very interesting to me, so I guess I'm gonna be pulling on her. But I guess we'll have to wait and see if she was actually worth it or not. And things don't just stop here. Along with the new character coming in 1. 1.1, Kuru Games is also going to make a couple of changes to the Echo system. And this is what they said. We are aware of the common concern in the community that the current Echo leveling experience feels too grindy and the game lacks a wave plate storage system. We have confirmed and we will implement the following adjustments while we are working internally on solutions to address other common concerns. And what's important is this one over here. In version 1.1, we will adjust the progression system to reduce the shell credit costs of Echo development. And this one is also important. In upcoming updates, we will introduce the wave plate storage system, which is basically going to be similar to Honkai Star Rail, which means that in case you were like me and you had your wave plate completely capped at the maximum level, there's going to be another storage unit where they're going to put extra wave plates into it, which is obviously a very needed feature. And honestly, I think that the game should have come out with this feature. So it's kind of weird to me that the game was released without this feature being in it. And not only that, they're also going to give us 1 million shell credit as an apology. Honestly, I'm not sure what exactly are they apologizing for, but I'll be more than happy to accept the shell credit. So I guess this is going to conclude this video with these massive updates coming to Wuthering Waves. Are you excited for them? Are you not excited for them? Let me know down below in the comments section, and see you in the next video.